Now that we've talked about sales and operations planning and master production scheduling, we now move on to material requirement planning, which is the last subsession of this session. So what is material requirement planning? Well, first we have to really discuss the difference between MPS versus MRP. The simplest way to differentiate between master production scheduling and material requirement planning is that MPS focuses on when the materials will be used to produce a product, while MRP is used to determine how much material to order for a particular product. MRP is a production planning, scheduling, and inventory control system that assists organizations to maintain lower inventory levels by understanding future forecasts, current demands, and automating production changes as demand fluctuates. In some organizations, MRPs aren't always software-based, and although difficult, can be conducted by hand. However, reaction times to change in demand are slower to implement as human involvement and lack of automation makes responsiveness slower. So now that we've considered sales and operations planning and master production scheduling, and we understand the basics of material requirement planning, why do we do MPS before MRP? Well, current orders are all orders you have in queue waiting to be fulfilled by your production teams, whereas forecasting is the process of making predictions of future demand based on historical and present data. These two components create the foundation for master production scheduling. Once you've combined the current orders with your forecast, you'll have a rough estimate of total units you will need to produce to meet your expected demand. Once you have this number, we can then move on to bills of material. Products can range significantly in their complexity, and therefore bills of material will also have variations of complexity. Take the comparison, for example, of the production requirements for a wheelbarrow versus something much more complex, such as a cellular phone. Both will have bills of material. However, the cellular phone's bill of material will be much bigger given the numerous materials and components required to complete the phone. A wheelbarrow, on the other hand, could have a list of sub-assemblies as simple as wheels, legs, handles, and tray. Inventory will include a comprehensive list of all existing bills of material components ready for production, along with current inventory of completed products. Inventory of completed goods will affect the amount of production required to fulfill current and forecasted orders. When incorporating MPS with MRP, we can produce a number of effective outputs automatically, such as purchase orders, material plans, work orders, and other automated or custom reports. So, is MPS necessarily a prerequisite for MRP? Really, the answer is yes. MPS, as mentioned, is used to determine when materials will be used to produce a product and the number of products required to be produced during a designated period of time. We need to understand how many products and how quickly they will be produced before we can determine how much material we need, which is MRP. So why exactly did we talk about sales and operation planning, master production scheduling, and material requirement planning in the same session? Well, really it comes down to that these systems work together to minimize overstock and ensure material availability. Solid sales and operation plans will complement many functions within your supply chain. However, when combining S&OP and master production scheduling and material requirement planning, we optimize and prevent overstock while ensuring continual material availability. Now that we've covered the three subsessions, we'll just have a reminder of what we have covered thus far. With this session, we've covered much of the internal systems and methods you will need to have effective sales and operation plans, to effectively process map, production scheduling, and material planning. These methods ensure your product comes out the right way, at the right time, and meets the right demands. So what's next? Now that we've finished session one, or part one of this session, we're going to now move into transportation management systems, warehouse management systems, and e-procurement.